to do. I never saw the second episode till now, so that was fun to watch. I loved it. Thank you.
So, Bob, it's great to have you in Berlin.
Thanks.
Congratulations on the international premiere.
Thank you.
We now have the time for a short Q&A, so if you have any questions to Bob, now is your chance. We have two lovely colleagues on the left and on the right with microphones. Just raise your hands if you have questions. Here's one.
Hi, great show. I just wanted to know, did you realize from the beginning in Breaking Bad that you were onto something with your role?
I realized that I was having a good time. It was only later that I think that the crew seemed to really spark to Saul Goodman when I came in. You know, the show Breaking Bad was so dark and so fraught with tension, and then I got to do this character who ran off, his mouth ran, and his mind ran off, and I think I could feel the energy, and the crew seemed really happy and started immediately making jokes about a spin-off. And but as far as how it resonated with people, I was surprised at that, actually. I thought it was just a nice, juicy character role. The fact that it resonated more with the audience and that they seemed to really like it, and that Vince, most importantly, felt there was more to learn about the character and was entertained by that notion, was something that I realized later. Thanks.
We have another question right here.
Hi. Bob, how it feels to be again Saul Goodman, but now as the leading character? And do you prefer being Saul Goodman or Jimmy McGill?
Well, I prefer Jimmy McGill. I think he's a very sympathetic guy. I like his striving and effort and failure, and I relate to his angst and trauma. I feel for him. Saul was like, a slickster, and I don't know if I personally connected with him. I tried to do justice to him, but I think this character I find very sympathetic, and so I like him. Yeah.
How does it feel to come to one of the biggest film festivals with a TV show? Is it a special kind of feeling?
It is. I thank you all for having us. It's. I do think there's a lot of great work being done in TV by filmmakers and by film writers, and so it's great to have you acknowledge some of the levels of craftsmanship that are going on in television now on so many great shows. I'm just very lucky to be one of the first. And it's crazy, too. It's like a crazy dream that I'm here. It's going to be weird to remember this and think, I must be in a coma somewhere.
Well, I think the world premiere on AMC 2 days ago received the highest ratings in cable TV history, so congratulations on this as well.
Well, I appreciate that very much. Standing on the shoulders of giants, Breaking Bad, and Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, who created this series, is the reason it got such a good attention. Not me, but now people will see me, and hopefully they will not turn away in droves.
There's another question.
Yeah, thanks for doing what you do. What were some of the inspirations for building the character of Saul and versus building the character of Jimmy? Because they seem very different.
There's two different answers. One is the writers, and one is my answer, because I worked off the writing. I didn't write the character. We did sit around and brainstorm a bit, and I had a few general ideas, not much, because I'm more excited as an actor by getting a script and a character created by someone else and finding my way to it. I think I find a more interesting character that's not me, and that's intriguing to me, and it's something I like doing, and So Vince and Peter, I don't know what they would say to you. They had a question they asked, which was, what problem does becoming Saul Goodman solve? Which is an interesting way to look into it and ask who this guy is. He's unsure of himself. He has some skills. He's got... he's indefatigable. He can't be stopped. He kind of has inspirations, these sporadic inspirations, and not afraid to stick his neck out. And yet he is a complete loser, and he can't make it work at all. And he wants the appreciation of his older brother, which is understandable, and he doesn't know how to attain that. And so he's got this great spirit, but he has no place to put his talents and his desire. So that's where, and then, you know, just to, I don't know where else they picked from, but I know we talked about the Rockford Files. That was just a reference that we kicked around, and it's been fun seeing some of the people talk about the show and mention that great show that we all loved. It's fun, watching it here, and again, I've only seen the first one till tonight. I do think there's something kind of simple about the show, as opposed to some of these more sprawling TV series on cable, and you know, these story series that are kind of more characters, and there's something kind of a throwback here, which is kind of fun. And I know Vince is a huge fan of old television shows, so maybe it's a more complex version of those old characters, you know. That sound good? I started thinking that watching this.
Yeah, hi. First I want to say, amazing job, great stuff. As a person who often runs his mouth, you know, ADHD and stuff like that, I want to know, how do you relate to the character? You know, he talks a lot all the time, gets in trouble, try to making it, you know, his way.
Well, I feel like I understand this guy a lot more than Saul Goodman. I mean, I feel like I understand the pain he feels. As far as the running his mouth, that's a bit of acting. I don't think I'm like that, you know. But I certainly get inspired by the writing, and it just drives you, you know, the riffs and runs that he gets on. It's not like me, you know, the character. People ask me, you know, is he like me, and it's not. So it's a character I play. I hope that answers your question.
I think there's another one.
Hi, I know you said the royal family is a huge inspiration for you, and you really enjoy that show. I just wondering what particularly about that show that is that you love in British comedy, and if you
there's a British show is my favorite sitcom or short half-hour comedy of all time called The Royal Family. Do you know it? Anybody? Yeah, a few people. It's really wonderful. It's it's very dry, you know, and you have to, I think similar to this, you have to sit still and give it its time to sink into you. And the more you watch it, the more you start to pick up little things, and you see the drives and the pain that's sort of just hanging in the air, you know? And that's a comedy, but it's filled with anger and frustration and meanness. The people are so mean. It's wonderful. It's a family, and they're so mean to each other. And you just watch them tearing each other up, and yet somehow they love each other, and it works. But you need to give it time, right? It doesn't. You've got to sit with it. But it's so rewarding if you just give it that time to soak in, and you start to grasp the motives and the drives of the characters. It's just, to me, it's very true to life, and that's why I love that show. And it's kind of screamingly funny once you're in it. I mean, I like all different kinds of things, but I probably favor stuff that feels like it's in reality. On the other hand, I've done a lot of sketch comedy, which can be really loony. and fun too. Like a lot of different things. I'm not helping here. But I love that show. That's great.
Hi, I'm not sure if you're allowed to give that away, but are we going to see more familiar faces from Breaking Bad the rest of the show?
Yeah, yes, you will. Now, you won't see Jesse and you won't see Walter in the first season. Sorry.
But the second season has already been ordered, right?
Yeah, they ordered a second season, so that's exciting. We're very lucky, very lucky. Okay. And I'm so thankful we got such a big audience the first night, but now let's just see if we can keep people hanging in there and growing to know this situation and these characters. So pray for us. Pray for the people on TV. Oh Lord, help them have an audience. Help the ratings points.
I think we have time for just one more question. Is there anyone? Here we go.
Great show. Have you had any American lawyers asking you how they can become Saul Goodman?
No, you know what I have? I have them coming up to me all the time and saying, listen, I know a lawyer just like Saul Goodman. It's not me. It's not me. It's this guy. If you're hanging out with that guy, you might be him too. You know? So.
Well, unfortunately, we're on a bit of a tight schedule tonight, so I have to thank you all for coming. Thanks for the great questions.
It's a crazy honor. Thank you so much.